All across the United States of America, you can find giant concrete arrows. These arrows, each of which are 15 to 21 meters across, all point the same direction. Did you know about these arrows? And if you did, do you know what you find if you were to follow them all the way? They stretch about 18,000 miles. So we'll save you the effort and tell you just what's at the end of this massive treasure hunt. No, these are not evidence of aliens or of some kind of sinister plot. We know where they came from. These arrows were all constructed in the early 1900s. Back in the day, each arrow used to have a 15-meter tall steel tower on top of it, with a rotating beacon adorning the top. They were constructed for a very interesting purpose. Each arrow used to have a 15-meter tall steel tower on top of it. Nowadays, most don't. But what happened to these towers? Why are they not there anymore? The answer is simple. Most fell out of use and were dismantled for scrap metal to fuel the war machine back in the 40s. But what use did they serve before that? In the 1920s, the U.S. Post Office started experimenting with airmail. The airplane had proven to be a useful machine during World War I, and the post office saw its potential to deliver mail with greater speed than by train. Unfortunately for the pilots, there was no GPS, radar, or radio guidance yet. You basically had to wing it. But then, even during the day with clear weather, flying to a destination was quite tricky. Some stretches of land were empty and repetitive. You wouldn't know you had gotten off course until it was too late. So the U.S. Post Office came up with an ingenious solution. You guessed it? That's right. They constructed the arrows and the beacon towers. They literally pointed the pilots in the right direction. They were installed about 16 kilometers apart and all pointed towards the next beacon, so the pilot would always know if he was flying the right way. A lot were constructed. By the 1930s, as many as 1,500 arrows were placed across the U.S., from New York to San Francisco. The transcontinental airmail route beacons stretched for 18,000 miles. And with great success, a letter could now reach the other side of the country in 33 hours instead of the usual 83. The arrows didn't last very long. As early as the 30s, the arrows were already growing redundant. Navigation technology was developing rapidly, so pilots didn't need to rely on physical arrows anymore. Still, around 19 of them are still used by the Montana Department of Transportation Aeronautics Division in the mountains of West Montana. They are an interesting reminder of our life before technology. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends and family.